Good morning. Good morning on this wonderful Sunday morning. I'm your host. He is Blanchard, aka Free Blanch, aka Blanchstradamus, aka Blanchy Kruger. Um, Today we're going to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about, and that is LeBron James and what he represents to sports. Um, Eventually, they're going to have to get rid of sports. And when I say get rid of sports, I mean they're going to have to water sports down to the point where it's not competitive anymore. Um, my vision is that they will eventually make professional sports co-ed. They'll have trans, women, LGBTQ, everything in sports. If you think about it, our sports today are a watered down version of, let's say, gladiators in the Roman Colosseum. And so imagine as time goes on and sports get more and more watered down, what will it be in 30 more years? I got some lint. I got some lint on me, y'all. I'm sorry. It just bothered me. I'm not trying to be extra. I'm serious. It's just, you wash your clothes sometimes, and it's like some, I don't know what was in there, like some white lint. But anyway, I want to welcome you all today again. And today today's title is LeBron James and the Emasculation through sports. I'm sorry, y'all. It was just irritating me. I'm sorry. I thought I did it before, but I didn't get all this stuff off, man. I don't know. It just irritated me. That's all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. But where's my trash? Shoot. Anyway, so today's title is LeBron James and the Emasculation through sports. Nick, I don't mix towels with my clothes. I don't know why I did this. Honestly, I don't. I don't mix, I don't cross-pollinate. I don't put rags and towels with. I don't do that because I know it messes your clothes up. I keep everything, separate. Whites with whites, darks with colors with, So yeah, I don't mix them up. I promise I don't. So today's title again is LeBron James and the Emasculation through sports. Now, eventually they're going to have to water down sports because sports, how can I say this? Create something in individuals that will make them be able to persevere through life. So sports teach things like discipline. They teach things like principles. They teach things like dedication. They teach things like honor. Sports have a lot of positive attributes for an individual. So if you think about a new world order or a great reset or a global agenda where they want society to be dumbed down and weak and pathetic, sports pretty much stand in the way. And so when we talk about sports, think about baseball. Baseball is becoming completely international. Then we think about basketball. Basketball becoming international. We think about football. Football is becoming international. So these sports being international means they're being watered down. They're not. So sports expanding across the globe is not making them stronger. It's not because individuals are stronger. You make the sport weaker to open it up to a bunch of individuals. But Nick TBR said, according to coaches, it's already watered down. Well, yeah, it is watered down. Carl Olive said, LeBron is taking steroids. What player jumping like a 20-year-old at 40? The NBA is trash ever since he was the face of the league. We don't get into that. we're going to get into that, but also the meaning behind LeBron James. Now, Stimulated Student says that sports somewhat teaches the lessons of war and battle for a privileged society. Those lessons help you thrive when applied in life. Right. Since normal societies aren't going to war every day, we have to emulate that to, what's that quote where they say that hard times create strong men and strong men create, what's that quote? Let me find the right quote. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Strong men create hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. That is G. Michael Hoff from Those Who Remain. But again, hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. And it's really the cycle of life. But so we have LeBron James. So how does LeBron James fit into hard times creating strong men? So if you think about it, LeBron James as a person is what I would call a plant or a psyop or a creation. If you think about LeBron James, who are his family members? Who are LeBron James' family members? Think about it. You've never seen his father. It's only rumored as to who his father is. You've never seen his grandparents. You've never seen his siblings. You've never seen his cousins. You've never seen his aunts. Who is LeBron James? Where is his family? Every celebrity has some family members. Most celebrities have somebody saying, I'm the cousin, I'm the long lost brother. Most people have this. But with LeBron James, he doesn't have any family. Think about how big of a star LeBron James is, and all you know is his mother. There's no other family. Where are her parents? Where's LeBron James' mother's parents? Okay, where are his father's parents? LeBron James has two families from his father's side and his mother's side. We haven't seen any. What are the chances? This is why I say that LeBron is a creation. He's not real. When I say he's not real, he's not organic. He is a creation. We can't find any ties to him other than his mother. That's it. And when you go into her life, you don't find any ties beyond her. So who is LeBron James? Who is LeBron James? I'll tell you who he is. He is the Antichrist of sports. And in this case, he is the anti-Jordan of sports. If I can give you all an analogy of sports, let's just say basketball. Michael Jordan is what you would consider God, right? And you could probably consider Kobe Bryant as Jesus, which would be, let's just say, Jordan is God and Kobe is God in the flesh. That's how you look at basketball. And then everybody else that's great, you pretty much probably say those are the disciples or the prophets But LeBron James is the Antichrist of sports. When LeBron James was in high school, he tatted on his back, chosen. Now, what would make LeBron James, as a teenager, as a child, tattoo chosen on his back? What would make LeBron James put chosen on his back? Where did he get that from? What would make him think he was the chosen? I'm trying to put yourself in the minds of a 17 or 18-year-old kid calling himself the chosen one. Where did he get that from? And then to have the audacity to put it on his back. There's a reason why he did it. There's a reason why he made himself the chosen one. There's a reason why he called himself king. There's a reason why. What gave him that much confidence? What assured him that he was going to be the chosen one? What assured him that he was going to be the king? What gave him that confidence? What gave him that confidence? Broski Bear said he's a public Manchurian candidate. So LeBron James in high school, he says that he is the chosen one. LeBron James was working out with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I had somebody tell me, this was when LeBron was a senior in high school. I had someone tell me that, no, I'll take it back. The summer before LeBron was going to be a senior, I had a guy that was played with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We were playing one day at run and shoot. During the daytime and run and shoot, you got to play with the pros. You know, you play with the pros if you could play, you know, run and shoot days, but, you know. But so one day, you know, run and shoot day during the day, you know, playing with NBA players. Back then I was in education, so I was off during the summertime. But so the guy was talking to, you know, he said he was injured with the Cavs, and he said he was coming back off an injury, and LeBron James was there, you know, playing with them. And he said they told him to guard him because he was trying to get back in shape. He said, well, let's guard the kid. And he told me, he said he guarded LeBron, and he said LeBron killed him. He told me, he said that kid, he told me about LeBron. He said he could be top 3 in scoring right now in the NBA. Is what he said. Now, this is when LeBron was a junior, about to be a senior that summer, from junior year to senior year. He said LeBron James could be top 3 in scoring in the NBA. He said right now. Now, I don't really know who he was, but the next year, his senior year, he became a lot more popular with televised games and everything. So I knew about LeBron James before I knew about LeBron James. So LeBron James was that good. Like far as just raw basketball ability and talent, he was that good. That's what this guy said. And you hear stories about him killing pros, whatever. You got to think, if he's 6'8" and he's super athletic and coordinated, he has an advantage, especially in basketball. Basketball is a sport of height. Like height matters in basketball. It does. If you have height combined with athleticism and coordination, you're going to be successful in basketball. Those are the 3 components: height, athleticism, and coordination. You're gonna have some kind of career somewhere. So we fast forward, and LeBron James is in the NBA. Now I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. In 2007, LeBron James played the San Antonio Spurs, and in the finals. Now, right before he played the Spurs, he killed the Pistons. I think he scored like 25 straight in one game. Like before he played the Spurs, he destroyed the Pistons. And this was LeBron's arriving moment. Now, but when he got to the Spurs, now keep in mind, the Pistons played defense too. The Pistons couldn't stop him, but when he got to the Spurs, he was playing horrible. So how was he able to dominate the Pistons, but then he looked like trash against the Spurs? In that series, everybody said, well, he wasn't expected to beat the Spurs. But if you go back and watch that series, which I challenge you all to do, you're going to see that LeBron James was the reason they lost. He played terrible. He played horrible. Who was guarding LeBron James? Bruce Bowen. So think about this. You mean to tell me Tayshaun Prince couldn't guard LeBron, but Bruce Bowen could? Simulated students said didn't have Ben Wallace anymore. That could be a factor with the big man in the paint, because that is LeBron's kryptonite. Big man in the paint. It is. But if you go watch that Spurs series, he couldn't even dribble. Like, it wasn't even, we can't even get to the paint. He was tricking off on the perimeter. He wasn't even, he was horrible that series. I'm talking about turnover, like it was bad. And it wasn't his role players. His role players did their job. It wasn't his role players. Even against the Pistons, when LeBron was killing that game, so did Boobie Gibson. If you go back and watch that Spurs series, 2017, 2007, LeBron James was the reason they lost. And what you saw was that this guy doesn't really have a skill set. He doesn't. Like I said before, 6'8", 6'9", God-given athletic ability and coordination. Those three things will make you successful in basketball. He has the three components of what it takes to be a basketball player mastered. Height, God-given physical ability. We can even add size, and we can also add coordination. So he dominates four categories that make a player successful just off of GP. And so against the Spurs, he was trash. But guess what? Everybody gave him a pass. We fast forward to 2010. He was supposed to play Kobe Bryant in the finals. They had commercials. It was all the talk, Cavs, and this is a finals matchup, Cavs and Lakers. This was supposed to put everything to rest. But LeBron didn't make it to the finals. Instead, he lost to Orlando. LeBron had the best record in the NBA. He was the best player. I think he was MVP that year. Let me check. I'm just giving you all a little background to who LeBron really is. Yep. 2010, he was MVP that year. So MVP that year, best record in the NBA that year, best defensive team that year. That team is supposed to go to the finals. If I put any other superstar in that situation where they had the league MVP and they have the best record and the number one in defense, that player's team goes to the finals. 9.9 times out of 10. If a player has that team around him, but LeBron didn't make it. If you go back and watch the series, it was his fault they didn't make it. If you go back and watch these series, he's the reason his team is unsuccessful. One of the greatest front runners in sports history. And I'm really just setting all this up to really expose who LeBron really is. He is a construct. if you put him under a microscope, you will see that he is not who the media says he is. He is not who most of his fans say that he is. He's not that person. He's an illusion. Even his first year in Miami, he lost to a team with one all-star, the Mavs. He was up 2-1 in the series. And again, he's the reason the team lost. Against Boston the year before, when he lost with a series lead, remember when he threw his jersey off? That was the year before. I think. He threw his jersey off the year before. I think that was 2010. Yes, I'm sorry. Because he lost Orlando in 09. I'm sorry. He had back-to-back years, 09 and 010, he had the best record. 2010, I'm trying to go off memory. 2010 is when he lost to Boston and he was horrible, where he threw his jersey off. And again, where they said he had to go get psychological treatment because he found out that Delonte West was messing with his mama. I don't know. But again, it's always something. Right, stimulated students. Skip Bayless was the first person to expose LeBron. He said, that guy right there is not who you all think he is. And people started calling Skip Bayless a hater and also racist. So Skip Bayless had to say he has the highest basketball IQ ever just to not seem racist. LeBron James' basketball IQ is equivalent to a player at LA Fitness. His basketball IQ is equivalent to a pickup basketball player at LA Fitness. Why do I say that? Just because he gets on TV and tells you that he can memorize what somebody did in this part of the game doesn't mean he has basketball IQ. Basketball IQ is, what do you do in said situation? Basketball is situational. So that means basketball IQ is going to change based on the situation. That means in this situation, I go one-on-one. In this situation, I draw the double team. In this situation, I drive and kick. In this situation, I set the pick. In this situation, I slip back. Like, basketball is situational. Every play down the court requires somebody to be cerebral. Every play in basketball is thinking on defense and offense. It is probably the one sport that you have to think every second of the sport. How do I cut off baseline? Do I force a middle? Like all of this? Do I take a charge? So again, with that much nuance in the sport, Skip Bayless just saying highest basketball IQ is cap. They even created a term, right basketball play, because LeBron James is not clutch. The only way to be clutch is to have a skill set. That's what gives a player confidence in their ability at the end of a game where you know I can do something. That's what makes somebody clutch, is knowing I perfected my craft to the point where I'm confident when I have the ball at the end of the game. So being clutch is a matter of preparation. It's a matter of dedication to the craft. You ain't just clutch. What gives you the confidence in being clutch is I put the work in. If you ever watch LeBron James working out, most of his workout that you see online is him working on his body. What most folks say about LeBron is, man, he's 6'9", 2. They always mention his physical body. They never mention his dedication to his body, but they never mention his basketball skill. What does he do in the lab? This is why they want him to be the Antichrist of sports, because LeBron James gives the illusion that you can make it without putting in the work. You mean to tell me you've been in the league 20 years and you still can't shoot free throws? Let me show y'all something real quick. Sean said boxing as well. Boxing. Everybody condemns Skip Bayless because Skip Bayless is honest. Skip Bayless has been around the sport longer than these guys have been alive. He's seen the greats and he's seen the flakes. He knows the difference. But because he's a white guy that never played professionally, they want to discredit him. No. Skip Bayless called LeBron the frozen one for a reason. If you wanted to sit in the lab and create a basketball player, you would create LeBron James. If you wanted to sit in a lab and create a basketball player, you would create LeBron James. LeBron James is like Frankenstein's monster. You can give him everything. But like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, you can't give him heart. And Charles Barkley said it a long time ago, a couple of years, well, not that long, but maybe a couple of years ago. He said, man, he doesn't want to compete. JoJo said he was a DEI hire. He doesn't want to compete. LeBron James does not want to compete because competition, being a competitor, is something that you can't teach. Now, that's something that's inside of you. What they call somebody being a dog, that's inside of you. That's your personal makeup. That's your personality, being a dog. Nobody can put that into you. So these mad scientists created LeBron, and they gave him everything but the one thing he had to work for, and that was this, and he never got it. The one thing that LeBron James had to work on was this, and he never got it. Even now. Even now. So let me just get into this. I just want to give like an intro into LeBron James. LeBron James is not the GOAT. That's propaganda. LeBron James ain't top 5. It's propaganda. LeBron James ain't top 10. It's propaganda. So he's top 20. And the reason why LeBron James isn't top 10 is because if I give any NBA great the type of leverage that LeBron James has, they will be successful too. If I give the NBA greats the same leverage that LeBron James had, they would be successful too. And they already were without it. So my point is, they would be more successful. If Michael Jordan cannot be hindered by Jerry Krause, we got a four-peat. If Michael Jordan isn't stunned on by Jerry Krause, we got a four-peat. And that puts everything to rest. If Michael Jordan doesn't retire, we probably have a four-peat. The first time. If Kobe Bryant had LeBron James leverage, what would his legacy look like? Now, people say LeBron is better than Kobe, not based on basketball skill, though. I measure based on what you can do on that court. I ain't looking at no stats. I'm going by the eye test. When I watch the game, who am I more impressed with? Kobe Jelly Bean Bryant or LeBron Big Fraud James. And I'm going to say Kobe. Who am I more impressed with? Hakeem Olajuwon or LeBron James? Hakeem Olajuwon. Who am I more impressed with? Lou Alcindor or LeBron James? Lou Alcindor. Who am I more impressed with? Magic Johnson or LeBron James? Magic Johnson. Who am I more impressed with? Larry Bird or LeBron? Larry Bird. I'm watching basketball. LeBron James shoots 35% from beyond 3 feet. You're telling me he's the GOAT. He shoots 35% from beyond 3 feet. And you're telling me he's the GOAT. It's insanity. It's manipulation. It's propaganda. It's a psyop. Today's title is LeBron James and the Emasculation Through Sports. LeBron James tried to go to the post. He trained with Hakeem. He couldn't get it. Go watch the footage of him trying to train with Hakeem. He had a footwork. Because footwork takes discipline. You can go watch a video right now of Tom Brady on vacation working on his steps. Tom Brady on vacation working on his steps in the hotel room. Or the resort room, whatever he was in, tropical room, whatever it is, working on his steps. Because footwork takes dedication to the craft. Being able to throw a football accurately is dedication through the craft. You spend so many hours throwing that football to where you find a throw that matches your hand, your arm, you master the throw. Everybody's throw is different. When you don't go in the lab, you can't find your unique throw. Same with basketball. Which shot is the most comfortable for you to get off? It takes hours. It says it takes 10,000 hours of putting time into something to be a master at it. It takes 10,000 hours. People want to see LeBron. I'm going to get into that. People want to see LeBron because all they show is LeBron. People want to see the Lakers because all they show is the Lakers. If the Lakers are in last place, they talk about LeBron and the Lakers, whether they're good or not. Even last night against the Celtics, where LeBron James done faked the injury, because again, everything has to be about LeBron James. So even when the Celtics win, the talking point is LeBron James is hurt. So LeBron James is a media creation. LeBron James' game is not exciting. If LeBron James does a tip back, puts the ball back, the announcer's going crazy. Oh, LeBron James. LeBron James is doing regular basketball stuff and the announcers are going crazy. But they've always done this though. Because they had to create the product. Because they had to create the product. So you say people want to see LeBron. Of course they do. That's all they show. That's all they show. Anthony Davis and the Lakers. LeBron and Anthony Davis. JJ Redick. Everything is about the Lakers. So you have an entire league, but you only market one player and one team. So the average fan, the average novice, is only going to want to look for the Lakers. It's by design. It's not because they're so great to watch. Yes, stimulated students, you set your shot up with your feet, which is why LeBron James only shoots 35% from beyond 3 feet. He has poor footwork because poor footwork takes a mastery. You have to work at footwork. Again, we talked about Tom Brady. He's on vacation work on his footwork, well into where he should be retired, still working on his craft. LeBron James is a physical specimen. He is not a gym rat. He is not a Hakeem Olajuwon. He is not a Tim Duncan. He is not a Kobe Bryant. He is not a Michael Jordan. He is not a Kevin Durant. He is not any of these guys that spend hours on the craft. LeBron spending money on steroids, on nutritionists, on supplement. LeBron doing everything else except going in the lab and mastering his craft. Basketball, and I've been saying this for the past 5 years, basketball is trash. And it's trash because when Spoelstra said, we're going to make basketball positionless, what Spoelstra was doing, again, at LeBron James' behest, is, if you think about it, traditional basketball requires you to have a skill set. Normal basketball, where there's a center in the paint, you got a power forward, small forward, shooting guard, and point guard. Traditional basketball, the way this sport is created, requires you to have a position to be a skill to be successful. But when you make basketball positionless and you put everybody out of position, now what does it become? It becomes pickup basketball. When you make basketball positionless, it becomes pick-up basketball. That's why when you watch pick-up basketball today, what do you see? You see guys coming down on a fast break, shooting threes. What do you see in the NBA? Guys coming out on fast breaks, shooting threes. Does art imitate life, or does life imitate art? So Spoelstra says we're going to make basketball positionless. Talking about he watched some football or something. Yeah, that was by LeBron's design. If you think about it, LeBron really started taking off when basketball became positionless. When you had point guards guarding power forwards. When you had centers out there shooting threes. And it's being called, that's a skill set. How is it a skill set to take a shot where you're going to shoot 30% from? It's not a skill. Shooting 30% not a skill set. Missing 7 out of 10 shots is not a skill set. The league is getting praised because guys can shoot poorly from the field. So you get rid of centers, rim protection, and we all know that LeBron James struggled with teams to have rim protection. So you get rid of rim protection. You make basketball positionless. So now LeBron James has a constant mismatch because you're going to run pick and roll constantly. So you have a constant mismatch with no big man in the paint. And the referees are going to bail him out. They're going to allow LeBron to foul, grab, hold, knock people over. They're going to allow LeBron James to be the only physical one in the NBA. Nobody else can be physical but LeBron. If you don't believe me, just go watch the games. So the league constructed itself so that LeBron James could be successful. But why? Why did the league want LeBron James to replace Michael Jordan or to replace Kobe Bryant? I'll tell you. Because LeBron James is the face of this generation. Entitled, soft, excuse-minded, manipulating, cheating, everything that takes away honor from the sport is what LeBron James is. And you know it's true because the first thing they bring up is he's a family man, he's a father, he's a husband. So what? So why does LeBron James being a father and a husband matter at him not being able to shoot on the basketball court? What difference do it make? Who cares? They always bring up his personal life because they know they can't justify what you see on the court. Because they know what he does is worthy of critique. So to silence that critique, they say, oh, he's a family man. He's a good guy. Pillar of the community. LeBron James has a school, the At Promise School. The children cannot read and write or do math on grade level. You've never heard one person in the media grill him for that. Why not? If Michael Jordan had a school where all the children were failing, it would be a reason he wasn't the GOAT. If we take any other player having a school that's failing, is going to be a knock against their legacy. But with LeBron James, he gets credit for just putting his name on the school. Just like he gets credit for just going to the finals. What have we seen in the LeBron James era? What have we seen? We've seen winning not matter. Think about that. In LeBron James' era, winning doesn't matter. What holds these players accountable is winning a championship. If winning a championship doesn't matter anymore, then why would I care as a player? That's really why the NBA is trash. There's no incentive. If I'm going to get the money anyway, if I'm going to get the praise anyway, then what does winning a championship mean? This is why during the bubble, when nobody wanted to play, LeBron James wanted to play. Because he wanted to win a ring. What they call the bubble chip. He wanted to win it. See, LeBron's thinking about his legacy. LeBron don't care about basketball. LeBron cares about how he's viewed, his legacy. I'm going to have the most points, the most this, the most that, the most. So that way when somebody look in the history books, they're going to say I was the GOAT. You ask the average person to tell you what's being done right and wrong on the court, and they can't tell you. You talk to the average LeBron James fan, and I'm going to get into this real quick. The average LeBron James fan can't tell you anything about basketball. They can't. They can't tell you nothing about what this player just did. Was that good or bad? They don't know. All they know is LeBron James and stats. He is a media creation. But when he was a kid, he put Chosen One on his back. So my question is, what gave him the confidence to be the chosen one? I'll tell you, because it was already scripted. It was already scripted. LeBron James' son, Bronny James. LeBron James' son, Bronny James, had a heart attack in July of 2023. Bronny James. He had a heart attack in July of 2023. LeBron James Savannah emotionally thanked first responder after saving Bronny's life. I want you to look at the first responder. What do you see? What do you see? Look at the first responder. You got LeBron in the picture, but look through the middle. Now, these people are very smart, and they want you to believe that Bronny James had the heart attack because he got the jab. Bronny James never had a heart attack. I'm going to say it again. Bronny James never had a heart attack. Simulated Student says, NBA is just now a lead in remote globalism. The U.S. viewership is at an all-time low and salaries are ridiculously high. Makes sense of that. They're not, how can they be making money? How are they making money? How are they signing these huge contracts with the ratings tanking over the past 6 years? Been tanking. Think about what I'm telling you. The ratings are low. They're doing like this, but the money's going up. You know why? Because they're pushing an agenda. Like Stem said, it's globalism. This is socialism. The WNBA players are going to go on strike to get more money, but their league doesn't make any money. Socialism to communism to globalism. Bronny James never had a heart attack. I'm going to say it again. Bronny James never had a heart attack. What are the chances of his first responder being a black woman? And then what are the chances of you making t-shirts about first responders? This is how you know that Bronny James never had a heart attack. Bronny James had a heart attack in July, and he was playing basketball 4 months later. Now you tell me what doctor would clear somebody to play basketball 4 months after a heart attack? What parent would allow their child to play sports 4 months after a heart attack? I'm asking again. What doctor would clear an athlete to play a sport 4 months after they had a heart attack? What parent would allow their child to play a sport 4 months after they had a heart attack? They created the story. It's a great question, Figgy. They created the story to justify Bronny James being trash. You see, if Bronny James starts the season, you're going to see he's trash from the beginning of the season. He averaged 4 points in college. And so because he averaged 4 points, they're going to say, we got to remind you, he had a heart attack. You see, the heart attack justifies him playing poorly in college. That's why they did it. because it gives him an excuse. Then he goes to the NBA, and everybody keeps saying he's the 55th pick. Who cares? Then they said, well, the white man practiced nepotism. And the white players been doing this all the time. But when I ask somebody, well, name me a white player that got their son in the NBA. Crickets. Bill Walton's son, Luke Walton, was an All-American in college, if you want to bring him up. Doc Rivers' son, All-American, if you want to bring him up. And he's black. But what white NBA player or player period got their son in the league? D-Wade's son is better than Bronny. He's not in the league. Michael Jordan's son, so Jeffrey, was better than Bronny James. He went in the league. So we've seen players. John Stockton's son was good. So we've seen players whose sons have been better who weren't in the league. Again, LeBron James is the face for a reason. Because what you got to do to support him is abandon everything of character. You got to abandon everything of character. Steroid use, flopping, calling himself the GOAT, throwing teammates under the bus, making everything about himself, faking injuries, making stupid comments about race, staging events, spray painting the N-word on his house, fake. Baby out of wedlock with Sharon Reed, but you won't know about it. Everything that LeBron is, people support it. But that's the goal, though. The goal is to get you to compromise yourself through worshiping somebody. LeBron James fans are nuts. They're insane. Go online. They're insane. They be ready to fight behind LeBron. When you hate on the black man, think about that. LeBron James shoots 35% from beyond 3 feet. And I'm hating on the black man. Think about that. LeBron James shoots 35% from beyond 3 feet, and I'm hating on the black man. I told you all LeBron James' goal is to water down sports completely so that it's not competitive. Because you can't have competition when you're trying to usher in a global agenda to enslave humanity. You got to get rid of competition because of what competition breeds. It's going to be hard to take over a society that's competitive. But Bronny James never had a heart attack. It was all a staged event to justify his poor performance in college and to justify him going to the NBA. And everybody knows it's wrong. How we know it's wrong? Because people started saying, well, white folks do it. Think about it. Even though we've never seen white folks do it, we've never seen a white guy in the NBA get his son in the league. And his son averaged 4 points in college. But what did everybody say? Well, white folks been doing it. That's his son. He posted it. I'm telling you. So now you got Bronny James in the NBA and in the G League. So now you got Bronny James playing quote unquote good in the G League. He's playing good, huh? I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something. Let me go to I'm trying to find the clips I had. Because I had some clips of his son.
Little short story. When he was like 5 or 6 years old, I just told him in the locker room before we came out, and he was playing on the little league, Tiny Tots league in our hometown of Akron, Ohio, and I think he was like 5 or 6 years old, and he had did something. He had grabbed a rebound and like drove, coast to coast through the lane through a couple of the other kids, and like laid it up and had a little trot back, and I looked over at his mom. And I was like, oh, he's special. Like, he's special. She was like, what? He's 5 years old. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I've seen this before. Like, I know I've seen this before. All the way to the point where he gets drafted, and I brought that back to his mom, and she was like, I remember you said that at like 12 years ago. So
now I want you to look at Bronny's face
before. Like,
and tell me if you think LeBron's telling the truth. I want you to look at Bronny's face and tell me if you think LeBron James is telling the truth.
Little short story. When he was like 5 or 6 years old, I just told him in the locker room before we came out, and he was playing on the little league, Tiny Tots league in our hometown of Akron, Ohio, and I think he was like 5 or 6 years old, and he had did something. He had grabbed a rebound and like drove, coast to coast through the lane through a couple of the other kids, and like laid it up and had a little trot back, and I looked over at his mom. And I was like, oh, he's special. Like, he's special. She was like, what? He's 5 years old. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I've seen this before. Like, I know I've seen this before. All the way.
Now, does Bronny James look like LeBron is telling the truth? And this is why I say that he's the Antichrist of sports. Because he embodies everything the Antichrist is going to be. He's everybody's favorite, but he's actually the worst ever. Responsible for destroying a sport. His son doesn't make a single facial expression about his dad telling a heartwarming story about when he was a little kid in basketball. Because his son knows he's lying. His son knows he's lying. But we don't stop there. We don't stop there.
For you, just to watch someone like Austin in his first career playoff game?
Well, it's not surprising to me. I knew from the first practice that we had it wasn't going to be long. I've been around the game long enough to know great basketball IQ players, and I knew Austin would be that right away. So it's not surprising what he was doing tonight.
So again, what LeBron James does is that somebody else will be doing something great, and then it's narcissism. I don't know which part of narcissism it is, but it's narcissism. Somebody else will be doing something great. And then LeBron will come and say, oh, I saw that in him a long time ago. I talked with him about that. We talked about that. So now it goes from Austin Reeves being a great player to now it's, oh, LeBron is the mentor. LeBron discovered him. LeBron taught him. He does it. He does this all the time. He does it all. It don't matter what you bring up. He does this all the time. He takes credit for everything. Again, this is the Antichrist spirit. LeBron James can do no wrong, even though he's constantly doing wrong.
This joke with my friends that he was created in the lab. He's not a real person. So that's how. Like, he's built like you. And he run and he get up and down the court like TJ Ford did.
Right.
You know, TJ Ford is a small, quick guard.
Right.
So like, you just see it.
What age do you think LeBron's going to retire? Because here he is, he's 6 weeks away from being 39 years of age, and he's still playing at an unbelievable level. We saw him the other night go get 38, 12, and 6, 7 against Phoenix. And we've seen him have these monster games, and he can still go off at any moment.
Yeah.
At what age do you think that it starts to noticeably dissipate? I don't think he's as athletic. I think he can do some of the things, just not for as long a time period as he can do it. But what age do you think, like 41, 42?
I think he could do it for as long as he want to do it. And the way he takes care of his body and the mentality that he has, he probably could play till he's probably 45 if he wanted to. Yeah. Real.
Well, if he played at 45, the record ain't gonna never be broken.
It won't. I don't think the things that he's done nobody gonna catch that. I don't think nobody's gonna catch the points that he's gonna score.
Wow. Yes.
How long did it take for him to break? How long did Kareem record last?
Kareem had the record for almost 40 years. Kareem broke the record in Vegas, because back then, they played, they was trying to grow the league.
Yeah.
And so he broke it against Utah, if I'm not mistaken, at Thomas and Mack in 84. LeBron broke it in March or April of 23? So almost 40 years?
And then it's still going.
Yeah.
And he's still playing.
Yeah.
And he's still scoring a gang of points. And nobody gonna catch that.
And that's the goal.
You just see it.
So we have three things here. We have a reason saying he was created in a lab. We have him talking about him taking care of his body, performance enhancements, drugs, and we have him talking about records that can't be broken. That's the whole goal. The goal is to make LeBron James an immovable figure like Dr. King is. It's a way to make him immovable so that he can be the standard for sports. You don't have to win. You can lie, you can cheat, you can do all these things and still be the GOAT. That's the goal, is to take away character out of sports, remove competition, remove hard work, remove dedication, remove these things, and just praise somebody. The media only talks about LeBron James in the NBA and the Lakers. That's it. Every year, LeBron James gets to pick who's going to be on his team. Every year, we've never seen in sports where the entire league of a sport wants one team to win. We've never seen all the people that commentate on the sport want the Lakers to win. That's communism. How is it everybody on the same page wanting the Lakers to win? Wanting LeBron to get some more help? That ain't competition. All we see year in and year out is who can LeBron get on his team to win a championship. That's not competition. That's not sports. That's a setup. When Kobe was in LA and the league owned the Hornets, and there's supposed to be a Chris Paul trade to LA, they blocked it. They said no. You can't name one LeBron trade that's been blocked. LeBron James one year got rid of his whole team. Derrick Rose, D. Got rid of the whole team. Got a whole new team in the middle of a season. We've never seen players with this kind of leverage, but there's a reason, because they want LeBron James to be the face of the sport forever. He's going to go on to be an owner. Miss Graves, do I think players throw the games? I know for a fact when it comes to Bronny James in the G League, and I'm going to get to it, I know for a fact them players are letting him score. They are letting Bronny James score. I thought I had these clips. I don't see them. I thought I had them because I got 3. I got 4 folders.
Whistled for the foul.
Get some confidence.
Well, I think he'll just play a lot freer
Well,
tonight.
there he is, lays it up and in. Hear the 2-minute warning over the PA system. Bronny's open, gotta take that one. Bronny hits a 3 and it's been reason. Butchavino, Bronny, little flyby. James leads in. Father and son.
Tell me what y'all see. I'm going to play it. Tell me what y'all see. Listen to the announcer and tell me what you see. Watch.
Gets whistled for the foul.
Get some confidence.
Well, I think he'll just play a lot freer
Well,
tonight.
there he is, lays it up and in. Hear the 2-minute warning over the PA system. Bronny's open, gotta take that one. Bronny hits a 3 and it's been reason. Butchavino, Bronny, little flyby. James leads in. Father and son. Athletes that have played on the same team. And
no Anthony Davis, no LeBron James. And nice play by
Bronny behind the back. It's a 3-on-2. James all the way, score it! On the break, Bronny James with the left hand.
To steal.
Q, lob, Bronny! Throw it down with 2 hands. We're talking about how you don't want it to go to overtime, and overtime is bad, especially in the preseason, as Bronny gets alone and scores. Anderson, Moody, trying to play a little keep away.
So, based on the comments, I'm going to play it while I'm talking. I'm going to mute the sound. But based on the comments, everybody's saying no defense. Tierra said they're not blocking him. Everybody's saying, hands down, is the best defense. They're not playing defense on him. You just saw this player do a closeout contest and fly by him. You would never do that in real life. Why would you fly by somebody? It's dumb. He didn't have you at an angle. Look, no hands up, no blocking. They're letting Bronny James score. You have to justify him being in the NBA. So they make a call and say, don't guard him. Look. Don't guard him. You just saw the guy pass the ball right to Bronny James. You just saw a guy pass the ball right to Bronny James. Again, they're trying to sell you something. This is for LeBron James' legacy. This ain't real basketball. There's nothing to do with basketball. This is to make him an immovable figure when it comes to the sports greats. Nobody's guarding Bronny James. Nobody. Look, coast to coast. Look. Nobody guarding him. But to the average fan, they don't know the sport. So they can't even tell when something is fake and when something is real, when something is scripted, when something they can't tell. They don't know the sport. Bronny James was a McDonald's All-American, averaging 4. He was the third best player on his high school team, but he was a McDonald's All-American. It's not real, people. It's not real. Let me walk you back through it. Third best player on his high school team, McDonald's All-American. He goes to the combine. He's not 6'4". He's really 6'1". He doesn't have great ball handling skills. He's not quick. He can jump. He doesn't do anything special. He goes to USC, and before the season starts, he has a heart attack. But the heart attack wasn't real. And how do we know? Because no parent would let their child play 4 months after having a heart attack, and no doctor would clear a child that had a heart attack 4 months ago to play a sport. Wouldn't do it. That's how we know he didn't have a heart attack. It was fake. Then when he gets to the league, he's the 55th pick, but he has a guaranteed 4-year contract, $7.8 million. Since when does the 55th pick get a guaranteed 4 years? Then they say, oh, well, he's selling jerseys. Why would he not sell jerseys? If the media only talks about LeBron James, then why wouldn't they talk about Bronny James, who's his son? Talking about Bronny James is just an extension of talking about LeBron James. It's the same thing. Talking about Bronny James is the same as talking about LeBron James. Then we go to the G League and we see that Bronny James is playing, but they're not really guarding him. We see Bronny James playing, but they're not really guarding him though.
LeBron James.
Now this is Bronny James getting guarded. Start over. Now this is Bronny James getting guarded. See the difference? Bronny James is great on defense. Nope, he's not. Bronny James, it works in G League. Look, works in G League. Works in G League. Works in G League. Works in G League. He can't even make an entry pass. He can't even make an entry pass. Basketball is basketball. You see the difference between guys contesting his shot in the NBA. Even the closeout is different. You see the closeout, he didn't fly by him. He contested the ball. Even the closeout is different. Look at the closeouts. Look at the closeouts to the shooting hand. The G League players are trying to get to the league, so they're not going to show bad habits in the game. They're not going to do dumb stuff. They're trying to get to the NBA. Look at them. All this stuff works in the G League effortlessly. He can't get by nobody. Nobody's looking, let him cut back door. He ain't catching no alley-oops. Can't make an entry pass. Can't do nothing. And it's not that NBA players are that much better than G League players. Basketball is basketball. I'm telling you that Bronny James in the G League is a script. If you go watch any game, they are not guarding him. They are allowing him to score. So it justifies him being in the NBA. They got to sell it to you. But as soon as he gets in it, how do you go from killing in the G League, but you can't score in the NBA? Scooter Henderson killed in the G League. Scooter Henderson killed in the G League. But he still averages 13 points in the NBA. So how is Bronny James killing in the G League, but he can't get a bucket in the NBA? He can't make a pass in the NBA. He can't make a decision in the NBA. I'll tell you, because the G League got the memo. Don't guard him. Don't guard him. Make him look good so we can make LeBron James look good. It's all a script and it's all a setup. It's all a script and it's all a setup. I'm going to do a part 2 of this as well. I'm going to do a part 2 of this as well. Now, this is LeBron James calling himself checking Stephen A. Smith. Angel Wings said we got 90 folks watching, but 58 likes. I got 102 people watching on my screen. But so the reason why LeBron James approached Stephen A. Smith, it was for the fans, for the people. LeBron James came out his mouth and said that Bronny James was better than half the NBA. It's a lie. So somebody said, are we allowed to question LeBron James as a father when it comes to his son? And yes, we are. You know why? Because he lied on his son. If LeBron James lies to us about how good his son is, then I should be able to question him as a father. Because first of all, why would you lie on your son being better than half the NBA? And second of all, what kind of example are you setting for your son? We just saw a clip of LeBron James lying about his son to the world with his son sitting right there. So I'm allowed to question LeBron James as a father lying on his son. I am. But LeBron James pulled this stunt for you all, not for Stephen A. Smith. This is all a show. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. LeBron James said, I want to go to a team that my son is playing for. That's why his son got drafted. That's why his son got drafted. Even his son now, Bryce, averages what? 7 points a game? Got a full ride at University of Arizona? Even his son, Bryce, right now averages 7 points a game, and he got a full ride University of Arizona. What LeBron James is doing is trying to get you all okay with socialism. Trying to get you all okay with somebody that doesn't deserve something, but demanding it. that just because somebody is this LeBron James' son, they deserve the world. Or because they're black, they deserve special treatment. Or because they're trans, they deserve this. Or because they're a black woman, they deserve this. Or because they're LGBTQ, they deserve this. Or because they're poor, they deserve this. LeBron James literally said that his son was better than half the NBA. He said, I'm going to go to a team that drafts my son. He's the one that called and said, nobody else better draft my son. Then he comes back and says, let the kid be a kid. Huh? No, that's your job, Pops. It's your job as a father to let the kid be a kid, not us. Bronny James is only in the NBA to add to LeBron James' legacy. LeBron James is a narcissistic, selfish human being. Everything has to be about him at all costs. So Bronny James is only in the NBA because it adds to LeBron James' legacy. That's it. There is no other reason. What Bronny James is doing in the G League is fake. They're not guarding him. They're allowing him to do it. And people keep mentioning, yes, LeBron James sold out to communist China. Yes, he is a puppet. He is a puppet for this global agenda. He has a company called Undisputed, but the acronyms are UN. I thought Undisputed was one word. It's two words, I don't know. But his hats and merchandise say UN. To me, subliminal plant, United Nations. But the reason why LeBron James, what's up, Jennifer? But the reason why LeBron James is doing it to Stephen A. Smith is for the fans, so that you all aren't critical of Bronny James like you aren't of him. Every time LeBron James fails, it's somebody else's fault. Every time he succeeds, it's because he's the GOAT. That kind of dynamics is the Antichrist spirit. Because the Antichrist is going to come and he's going to be, when something goes wrong, it's not going to be his fault or their fault because it may be trans. And when something goes right, it's going to get all the praise. I'm the Messiah. Think about it. If something goes wrong, it's you all's fault. If something goes right, I'm the Messiah. LeBron James, if he loses, it's his teammates' fault. LeBron James is the only player in sports history where the role players get blamed and not the star. No, in no other sports, nobody has ever blamed the role players until it came to LeBron James. Think about that. Any other time, it's always been the superstar's fault. But when it came to LeBron James, it was the role player's fault. It was the role player's fault. And then if LeBron James wins, he's the GOAT. Let's hear what this slithering, slimy snake Stephen A. Smith has to say.
With LeBron James as a father, stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad. The first game of the season, opening night, the Griffeys in attendance, father-son duo playing in an NBA game for the first time, an absolutely positively wonderful story. And then reality sets in. We love what we're seeing from him in the G League because that's where you belong. As you hone your skills and you get better and you legitimately earn, which I believe he has the potential to do. I am rooting for Bronny James. It would be cruel to root against him. He's a wonderful kid. I wish him nothing but the best. But he's LeBron James' son. And everybody knows.
I'm going to read this quote on the screen. Flying up yesterday nationally televised game in Philly and all that stuff. He didn't play well, but he's been playing great in the Stay Ready games in the G League. This is how they justify Bronny James being in the NBA. The G League is what justifies him being in the NBA. If you go back to his beginning G League games when they was actually guarding him, he couldn't do anything. They told all the players, don't guard Bronny James. And we just saw the video, and I may have more next time. We just saw a video where we saw even the women, I don't want to sound sexist, but even the women were like, they're not playing defense. Even the women were saying that. Even the women don't even really watch sports. They could see clearly they're not even guarding Bronny James. So again, this is what justifies Bronny James being in the NBA. So the G League is scripted. I want you to go even watch an NBA game with LeBron James and look how many points he scores uncontested. Look how many points LeBron James scored. They just let him go to the hole. Because I play basketball, I know. Because I played against great players, I know.
LeBron James coming up to me, unexpectedly, I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son. Can't repeat the words because they ain't suited for FCC airwaves. That's what he was doing. I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it was a one-on-one, I wouldn't say a conversation, but it was a one-on-one confrontation. But then I wake up and everybody from ESPN and my agent and everybody else were sending me that this thing had gone viral. And so ultimately it was unavoidable, and that is why I have to discuss it now. That wasn't a basketball player confronting me.
What did you want to say is, that wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a father. And that line right there is a scripted line. Again, you have to understand something. And I'm going to do a part 2 to this. So I really didn't get into what I really wanted to get into. But everything about LeBron James has to be perfect. He can do no wrong. The only reason you see certain people even challenge him every now and then is because it's obvious. LeBron James has people that he's paid in the media. He pays all these people. He pays folks to do podcasts. Clutch Sports is dominating basketball media. So they pay people to make sure they put out positive content about LeBron James. Meanwhile, other people that tell the truth about LeBron James, they get their content censored. So what LeBron represents is this global agenda, where you can't have an opinion. You can't tell the truth. You have to go along with the script and the narrative. You have to go along with the script and the narrative. And Stephen A is a part of that script and that narrative. He's no different. Slithering, slimy snake that we call Stephen A. Slithery snake. I'm gonna play a clip. Let me play this clip. Let me get this clip for y'all.
the world understood what LeBron did, like other basketball players will hear what LeBron does and go, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? It's like a baseball player. You're hitting a stick out of the way. It doesn't matter. It's like, no. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, then you would know why it does matter.
What do you think he's
there's
doing?
only one, we have the same drug guy, if you will. I know exactly what he's doing. But there's only one golfer.
Please tell.
There's only one golfer. I'm not going to, but there's only one golfer that follows the big three. The big three is EPO, growth hormone, testosterone. That's the Lance Armstrong diet. There's one golfer, but it's Tiger Woods. Like, yes, it does matter. People will say it all the time, it doesn't matter. John Daly won it. It's like, it matters. Trust me that it matters. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it.
So, this guy's name, I forgot his name. Anybody got this guy's name? I forgot his name. I forgot his name. Shoot. Can y'all give me his name real quick? His name is Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen, yes. Chael Sonnen. That's his name. Now, he just accused LeBron James of doing steroids. Yes, I'm on YouTube. He just accused LeBron James of doing steroids, and LeBron James, no comment. Stephen A. told the truth about his son being in the league, and he confronted him in public. Chael Sonnen accused you of doing steroids, don't say nothing. Accuse Tiger Woods, don't say nothing. Let's see if somebody else says something about it. Let's see if somebody else says something about it.
Not be on steroids.
Yes.
And I was talking about steroids uses in sports, just in general, and the conclusion that I kind of came down to in that one was this. Let's see. I mean, it's like, but it makes sense. Like, why would he not be? I mean, his age, all these things. It's like, it's not like Sarah is going to make him be more finesse on the court. You know, like they're just going to allow him to perform at a higher level longer.
I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
So I think that the only time I realized after having my conversation with Wade was like, I think in combat sports, it could be a little bit tougher because in combat sports, obviously there's recovery and all the stuff that's necessary, but it's just like hitting someone with more strength and more speed, like could be, if we're talking about not everyone with the same sort of capabilities.
A lot of them are using, not all of them.
No, I believe it. That's
a
what
lot
I'm
of them
talking about.
And by the way, you see the criticism when they give each other, right? Well, this, that, and you know. And back in the days, you ever seen the interview with Hank Aaron? I want to say it was with Brian. I don't know who it was with. It's Hank Aaron and Willie Mays, and they said, "What did you use back in the days when you used to play?" And Hank Aaron's answer, who owned the record for most home runs in Major League Baseball, he says, "If I could use steroids, I would have used it. We used everything they gave us." That's what Hank Aaron said.
Yeah.
So now he played in the 60s and the 70s, so it's a different era we're talking about that he played. It's vibrating. He played in the 60s and the 70s, which is a different era, but even Hank Aaron's like, I would use anything if they would have given it to me, right? So in that level, you're just looking for a competitive edge if you're professional.
So the second person talking about LeBron James, and he said, well, why wouldn't LeBron James be on steroids? Like 40 years old, playing like he's 20, why wouldn't he be? Like, why wouldn't he be on, like, what makes you think he's not? Like, is it that far-fetched to believe that he's on steroids? Honestly. I don't think it is far-fetched.
NBA is covering for LeBron, bro.
He's done nothing wrong.
That's what you think. LeBron James' wife got indicted in the steroid scandal. And was news for like one day, then disappeared, bro. What is LeBron James' wife doing with steroids?
Like, this was like recently?
Yes, bro. Like September, bro. That went away so smooth. Adam Silver made that call. Was like, yo, protect our king, bro. And then LeBron's breaking all these records, right? Beating Father Time, bro, right?
Because he's LeBron. You wish you were LeBron?
LeBron making good. Yes, I wish I was him, bro.
Wait, what?
Exactly. You never heard about that either, right?
LeBron.
LeBron James cheated on his woman, making good, bro. In 2007, and nobody heard about
Was
that.
he really
bro.
wrong?
And then you heard about this other day too?
Wait,
Rich Paul
what?
got caught up in the sports betting scandal, bro, where he was illegally betting on Bronny.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie, LeBron was selling that whole week. Under 19, that whole week, LeBron was selling.
This
bro.
was this season?
Yes. He went like 10 games under 19, bro.
Did Rich Paul get like in trouble for it, or like they just like
Shut
on the
that
rug?
under the rug.
So what they do is they pull up somebody silly that you don't take serious to tell the truth. And what this guy's saying is 1,000% true. You can look it up. Here's an article right here, right now. It says, LeBron James' wife and 2 associates named in federal PD investigation. Because you know, if LeBron James is going to get some drugs, some steroids, he's not going to use his name. He's not going to do it. He probably going to use his wife or somebody. There hasn't been a performance-enhancing drug scandal in basketball, at least not to the level of, say, the likes of Balco and Major League Baseball. As close as we came was when the NBA started testing players for HGH before the beginning of the 2015-2016 season. The trendy thing to do online at the time was to look at players' physiques and see which were notably slimmer. But there was a major steroid reckoning in 21st century in both basketball, professional wrestling, and to a lesser extent, the NFL. Now the biggest names in the NBA, if not professional sports, has had close confidant service as part of an unredacted federal documents that were part of the biogenesis investigation. LeBron James' longtime friend and business manager, Ernest Mims, as well as his trainer, David Alexander, who has worked with James in the past, were named in the unearthed documents as clients of biogenesis. The reporting from ESPN that unveiled Alexander and Mims' names does not accuse James of taking performance-enhancing drugs, nor do any of the cited documents contain claims of him using steroids. However, James' name being tied up in this new wave of biogenesis scandal in 2 different ways is a terrible look. The names Ryan Braun and Nelson Cruz were never the same because of this scandal, as the findings led to the suspension of 21 players from Major League Baseball. An original 200-plus game suspension for Alex Rodriguez didn't forever disgrace the former Texas Ranger and New York Yankee, but his chase to take down the sport's all-time home run record was disintegrated, and his career prior to his admission of these performance enhancement drugs will always have an asterisk. Trying to get to his wife. A representative of ESPN, a representative of James, so ESPN, here we go. Mims was cited in the federal documents as buying controlled substances for personal use without intent of distributing the drugs to anyone else. Per ESPN, Mims was never charged with the crime and was never interviewed as part of the case by federal authorities. Alexander is listed in the federal documents as a Miami-based personal trainer of James' wife. Alexander was also named as an associate of a former colleague of biogenesis mastermind, Anthony Bosch, where he traded drugs for new personal training clients, one of whom was Mims. James nor any other athlete was not listed in the names of about a dozen referrals involving Alexander. So LeBron James' wife's trainer was a part of the biogenesis scandal. So what do you all think that means? What do you all think that means? But let's continue.
Vlad, I was in the NBA, you feel me? So I was in the room. It's another curtain that you got to get behind. You feel me? They ain't let me behind that other curtain. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. George Karl.
Yeah.
George Karl's the whistleblower saying it's talking about the steroids in the NBA. And he said these guys are getting older, but they running faster and jumping higher and lasting longer. He said it's the steroids, and only a few guys have the financial ability to do it. What they doing? This is what he said. This is his words. And he haven't been around since.
Hey, if you got the money, you could probably loophole the buttwork stuff, and
you can Google that, right? I believe it now.
Make sure it's within your system within a certain period of time before it can be detected.
Looking at Vince Carter and looking at certain guys like.
Hey, how many players in the league right now do you think are on roids?
That was Sebastian Tailfeather. He should have probably went to college and stayed, or I don't know, did he go to high school? I think he went to high school. He probably should have stayed, went to college. He was talented, but he needed some more work on his game, though. Let's see who else. Just going to talk about steroid use.
James PD allegations is true, and I'm gonna tell you why. Chael Sonnen, a guy that is known for calling people out on PDs and steroids, he basically sat there and said him and LeBron James have the same dealer. Why hasn't LeBron James came out there and addressed these allegations? And these allegations have some sense to it. LeBron James in 2015 came into that season so skinny. He didn't look like LeBron James. He was not playing above the rim. So he took a 2-week hiatus to go to a biogenesis, and then he came back with 7-8 pounds of muscle. LeBron James in 2013 was investigated by the DEA of suspicion of taking illegal substance, which is PEDs as well. Even though LeBron James passed those tests, the fact that there was suspicion that LeBron James was even taking PEDs, he shouldn't be in the top 10 discussions. He should be disqualified in the all-time rankings as well. If you look at LeBron James' hairline, receding hairline is one of the signs of taking steroids. And that lump on LeBron James' jaw is one of the signs that he's been taking steroids as well. For more of this funny content, make sure you hit the follow button, man.
This guy right here is hilarious on YouTube, though. He is hilarious on YouTube. But let's continue. I'm about to do a brief recap.
Bucket on Bron right now? Yeah, he can get a bucket on Bron right now. Nope. Nah, he can get a bucket on Bron averaging right 25. No, I didn't say he ain't. I don't care what he's doing, but he ain't sliding, playing at that on defensive level. 25? Nah. Lord, 25? You still, Lord, he dunking? Man, come on. That little dude explosive, bro. He is, but you seen his dad? His dad on that balcony. He on that new juice. He ain't sliding like he used to. You seen his dad? His dad on that balcony. He on that new juice.
So you heard KG. He was probably high. You know, he probably was just high talking, and it just came out. So just to give us a brief recap of today's maybe this is one right here. I'm just trying to find some pictures that I had of. So just to find a, and this is a LeBron James tweet, welcome home, Big Meech. You know, LeBron James is an idiot. Again, but he is what they want all of these young men to aspire to be. But just a brief recap of LeBron James. I don't want this picture up here. I don't want this picture, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want this picture. I want this one. This stat right here says LeBron James, since joining the Lakers, he's 1 for 29 when it comes to game tying, go-ahead field goal attempts, final 5 seconds of the fourth quarter or overtime. This is accurate for LeBron. This is normal. When they say he has the most clutch shots, it's not true. It's an out of context stat. Anyway, so to recap today's live, and I'll be doing a part 2. First of all, Bronny James did not have a heart attack. And we know this because Bronny James had a heart attack in July, but he was playing 4 months later. So we know that no doctor is going to clear a child to play a sport at that high level 4 months later. And no parent is going to want their child to play a sport after having a heart attack 4 months later. So we know that Bronny James did not have a heart attack. Bronny James' heart attack was faked to justify his poor performance in college. And to justify him being drafted, they blamed the white man. They said the white man does nepotism, so LeBron James should be able to do it. Even though they can't show you any white men in the NBA that have practiced nepotism. They can't show it to you. But again, that justified Bronny James going to the NBA. Now what justifies Bronny James staying in the NBA is his G League stats. But his G League stats are inflated because every player got the phone call to not guard Bronny James. So Bronny James is on the court doing what he wants to do because nobody's playing defense on him. All of this was done to further extend LeBron's legacy. It's to make LeBron James bigger than life. And they want LeBron James to be bigger than life because of what LeBron James represents. He represents not competing. If LeBron James wins, he's the GOAT. If he loses, it's somebody else's fault. That kind of existence we've never seen before in sports. But there's a reason why they're promoting it. And they're promoting it because they want the average person to believe they don't have to compete. They don't have to work hard, that they can cheat. They want to get rid of competition. They want to get rid of things like character and honor. They want to get rid of the gladiator mentality, the warrior spirit. They want to get rid of these things because it's hard pushing a global agenda if men still believe in competition, if men still believe in fighting for what's right, if men still believe in, till we're gonna fight to the death, if men still believe in principle and honor and character, these types of things make it difficult to push a global agenda. We went back to the quote, and the quote says, hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. G. Michael Hoff. So that quote embodies why they want LeBron James to be the face of sports, not just basketball. LeBron James is talked about more than any other player in sports history, even more than Michael Jordan. They've been trying to destroy Michael Jordan's legacy. They've been trying to destroy Kobe's legacy so that you don't judge LeBron James accordingly. So what they did was they said, oh, LeBron's number 2. They said that, which is propaganda, so you don't examine how great those other players really were, how great they were to the game. Because once you start comparing and contrasting, you'll see that LeBron don't really measure up to those guys. So what you do is you thrust LeBron to number 2 to destroy everybody else's legacy, even Kobe's, and then you put him behind Jordan. But it's hard to move him in front of Jordan because everybody knows how great Jordan is, the fact that folks still wearing the shoes. The fact that he still holds records. The fact that players still look up to him. the fact there's enough fans to look up to him. Again, I said before that LeBron James was created. You've never seen his grandparents. You've never seen his father, at least not on TV. You've never seen his siblings. You've never seen his cousins. You've never seen his aunts. You've never seen his uncles. You've never seen LeBron James' family. All you've seen is his mother. No one has even come out and said, I'm LeBron James' father. Did he? I'm LeBron James' sister. I'm LeBron James' cousin. I'm LeBron James' aunt. I'm LeBron James' grandpa. You've never seen nobody. Just his mom. LeBron James was created. He's a construct. And again, he is what they want the average man to be. Excuse-minded, weak in the moment, front runner, focused on physical body, no attributes. That's what they want. This is why he's the face of sports, LeBron James. They're trying to sell you something. Even Tierra said no high school friends or nothing. Nobody. So LeBron James is a construct. And Bronny James is an extension of that construct. And they're trying to get you all to buy in to communism and globalism, to where an athlete can fail, but you can't talk about it. An athlete can do the most egregious things, but you got to praise it. An athlete can practice nepotism, but you got to accept it. An athlete can cheat to play the sport, but you got to push it up under the rug. It's LeBron James. If you think about what LeBron James embodies, he embodies literally everything that is wrong with the sport, but yet he's the most celebrated. Think about that. Now you know why I call him the Antichrist of sports. Because that's what he is. He's single-handedly made the NBA non-competitive. And when nobody's competitive, that's when he does what? Now he wants to compete. Nobody else is competitive, so now he wants to compete. Nobody else is physical, so guess what? He's going to be physical. He's going to water the NBA down, teach all these young players how to be degenerates, how to not honor and respect the game and love it, teach these players to be soft and weak. Meanwhile, he's in the weight room making sure he's strong. He's in a room somewhere buying the next best performance enhancement drug. He's spending millions on his body. He's telling y'all to be soft, but he's doing the opposite. But he really is soft. He really is the modern day Wizard of Oz. No brains, no heart, and no courage. Thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you, Angel Wings, for moderating. Thank you so much, Guillermo Lantigua, for the super sticker. Thank you, Cruise Missile, always supporting. Thank you so much. Vintage Goods Willie, LeBron and the Roadrunner, off that. Right. LeBron off that juice is correct. Yes. Will, reparations for Blanch. Thank you so much, Will. Broski Bear, I look forward to your shows every week. Kobe died the day after LeBron surpassed Bryant for the number 3 spot on the NBA's all-time scoring list. Broski Bear, they had to get rid of Kobe Bryant because Kobe Bryant's legacy is bigger than LeBron's. Kobe Bryant left us with a basketball culture, with a culture of basketball. All these young players look up to Kobe Bryant. They don't look up to LeBron. The players that look up to LeBron don't have a skill set like Kobe. All the guys with a true skill set, Devin Booker's, SGA's, Kevin Durant's, Kyrie Irving's, anybody with a skill set with actual basketball game is looking up to Kobe Bryant. That's who they watched. LeBron James is a GOAT by media, but they had to diminish Kobe Bryant's legacy for there to be an argument about LeBron James being the GOAT. They just thrust LeBron James past Magic, past Bird, past Kareem, past all the greats, and just put him second. We don't even question if he's better than Kareem. We don't even question if he's better than Magic. We don't even question if he's better than who am I missing? Larry Bird. We won't even question it. It's just automatic between him and Jordan. And so they know that people are so slow and silly and dumb that they believe that if he's second to Jordan, he could be better than he better. But if Kobe's in the way, and Magic's in the way, and Bird's in the way, and Kareem's in the way, and Hakeem's, then guess what's no argument. Then he can't be the all-time face. They have to diminish all the greats to make LeBron the GOAT. Because what you're watching on the court, your eyes don't see it. The announcer is telling you that LeBron's doing something great. What do your eyes tell you? He got all them points, and most of his points came off of fast breaks and putbacks and dunks. And uncontested three-pointers. LeBron James, again, shoots 35% from beyond 3 feet. Thank you, CC7, for the super sticker. LeBron James shoots 35% from beyond 3 feet, and they never bring it up. Leads the all-time leader in turnovers in the NBA. He's the all-time leader in turnovers. LeBron James is a construct. He's created. What do your eyes tell you about his game? What do your eyes tell you? But why am I even saying that? Because the average person doesn't know what they're looking at when it comes to basketball. They don't even know. They're watching the game and they're basing what they're seeing off of what the announcer is saying. Shannon Sharp said he watches the game with no sound. There's no way Shannon Sharp is watching the game with no sound and thinking LeBron is the GOAT. There's no way. There's no way. I believe he heard me say that, to be honest with you. Because there's no way you can watch a game with no sound and be impressed with a bunch of layups and open threes and fast break dunks. It ain't no way. LeBron is trying to do all this because we are in a stat-driven era. It's no longer about the basketball games. It's analytics. It's stats. They're trying to get rid of the eye test because the eye test captures the nuance of the game. Thank you, Daniel Womack. LeBron James is afraid of centers because he doesn't have a skill set. He doesn't have a skill set. He can't operate between 3 and 15 feet from the basket. That ain't his forte. Thank you, Mr. Bailey, for the super sticker. Oh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me, King Cole. Thank you, sir, about them shirts. But thank you, Calvin. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Listen, y'all, I love y'all. And I will see you all on Tuesday. Thank y'all so much. Love y'all. Right. The Winning Walk with Christina. David Robinson. Somebody else said Tim Duncan. So many players. So many great players with a skill set. Where the league wasn't constructed around what they couldn't do. The league was built around what LeBron James couldn't do, not what he could. Listen, I love y'all, and I will see y'all on Tuesday. Thank y'all so much. And thank you again, Angel Wings. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Thank you.